Hello everyone and welcome to another I Picked My Butt video. Today we're playing Archero and we're going to be showing you how to beat Chapter 1 in Hero Mode. Now, obviously I'm way overpowered at level 52, so I put some weaker gear on, and what we're running with is 4 rare items and 2 greats. The greats are my bats, level 1. All the rares are level 1 except for my actual weapon, which is a level 5 saw blade. Now this is giving us an attack damage of 528 and our actual health is 1915. Now I did get an extra life in this chapter and it did get used along with a revive, but with this damage and this health, it kind of is that fine line of what you're going to need in order to complete this level. Yes, some of you may be a lot better and are able to do this in less, but this is kind of a safe zone in my opinion. We are running this chapter with a Vest of Dexterity and a Serpent Ring, so there is some dodge in there. We're also using a Bear Ring too. Now one of the first things you may have noticed with Hero Mode is some of the enemies will have a purple health bar instead of a red one. This is going to indicate that they are a stronger enemy, meaning they have more health and that they do have a special ability. Now, I wouldn't say to try to get rid of these guys first, nor would I say to save them for last. Just kind of go as you would normally in the game, try to avoid getting hit, and really when you can take them out, try to take them out. Now the first enemy we're going to talk about is the Dead Tree. These are the ones that when they jump, they shoot a green blob up, down, left, and right. Well, now the new ones are going to also shoot them diagonally, and you see here, they just kind of threw it up at us too. Now the best way to dodge those throw-ups is just going to be able to keep your distance. The further you are, the more they're going to spread out, and the easier it will be to dodge them. Real quick, if you love everything about Archero and want to stay up to date on the latest tips, tricks, walkthroughs, or anything else related to Archero, well, hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel now. The power-ups I was trying to get in this chapter were health up, attack up, multi-shot, and front arrow. I was lucky enough to get some of them, but those were kind of the main ones I'm really working on. Yes, I did say that we were able to do this with 528 and 1915 for attack and health, but it did seem like I need a little bit more, and especially when you get into level 40 or so, it gets very difficult. I'm sure every single one of you has played this boss by now, but in Hero Mode, there's one difference. He's going to shoot kind of red blobs out in an X pattern, kind of like the spiders do. And that's really not too terrible to dodge, except for when the screen gets overfilled with these guys. Now the way I typically try to beat this one is I always try to go for the smallest guy in general. Every time he splits, he's going to split into 2 and they're going to be smaller in size. So if you always focus on the smallest one, you're not going to have a large amount of them on the screen, which will make it that much easier for you to dodge. In my opinion, this is probably the easiest boss for this chapter, so if you get him right away, it'll give you a good chance of getting the devil. If you get him later, that's okay too, because it's going to be a guaranteed and easy win for you. Here we are fighting the archers, and if you don't know by now, when you see that red line disappear, get out of the way, because that's when they're shooting the arrows. The big difference is with the Hero Mode ones, is now they have a quick jump to them. And you want to keep your distance because it is very quick, it's hard to dodge, so stay at least maybe 3 or 4 blocks away and you should be fine. When you come across some of the purple barred bats, watch out. It's something you definitely want to keep your distance on, number 1, and you want to make sure that you're quick to move around the map. These ones are going to go and launch fireballs at you when they come flying, but you can usually tell when they're going to come at you because they'll stop flapping their wings, or at least flap them a little bit slower, which means, hey, I need to get out of the way of these guys. And these ones, I find to be a huge pain in my butt. As far as the skeleton heads, I don't think they actually have a special ability, they're just loaded with a lot more health. And be careful if you do see one of the yellow ones, because there is going to be so much health that it's going to take a while to take them down, meaning the other mobs of them will creep up and start collision damaging you. In my opinion, if you're looking to beat Chapter 1 Hero Mode, the first 10 levels should be incredibly easy, and all the way up to about level 30, 35, you really shouldn't be struggling too much. If you can make it to that point, then you probably should be good enough to beat this chapter. If you do get a chance to meet the devil on this, I would probably say walking through walls and walking through water really aren't necessary on this. There really isn't a lot of the levels in it that really require that. If it's something you like, go ahead and do it, but I would save the health for something more important. One of the enemies that I'd really say to watch out for is these purple barred ghosts. The second that they appear, they're going to launch a bomb at you faster than the other ones. They're going to twirl and disappear, and when they come back, they're going to launch again. And they can be very tricky. If you're not paying attention, they're going to get you, and they're going to get you good. So steer clear. Something that I thought was cool in the animation was the enemies don't actually go into Hero Mode until you actually enter the room. And when you do enter, you'll actually see a blue beam come down and energize them into Hero Mode. Check it out. Let me know if you see it. Can I just say how much I hate these red blobs that turn into blue blobs? I don't think there's any special ability for them being in hero mode, but to me it seems like they're actually moving faster. I really can't tell, but man, do I hate these things. I wish that the game would just be gone of them. If you're struggling on Chapter 1 hero mode, post in the comments what's the highest level you've gotten to, and what's your attack and what's your health. I'm curious to know. And while you're in the comments, why don't you post which of the enemies you have the hardest time with? For me, I think it's going to be the Venus flytrap ones. For some reason, I seem to lose the most amount of damage to them. Don't know why, they just really kick the crap out of me. So we're getting ready to go into the second boss, and the way bosses work in this chapter is the first 4, the order is random, and then we'll have a 5th final boss. So this one now is going to be the dragon. He has 4 different moves. The first one, he's going to shoot out 3 pairs of 2, and this one isn't too bad, but the second one here, this is very hard to dodge. Look at all those fireballs. Invisibility Star, Shield Guard, or even just keeping some distance is going to be great against him. And then his other 2 attacks, you just saw one there, it's going to be a row of 5, and then the last final one will be him kind of shooting a circle of fireballs around. Now this is really why we need the attack that we have in this, because we killed him nice and quick, we didn't give him a chance. The moments I had where I fought him with a lower attack damage, he just whomped on me with that multi-fireball that he did in that second attack. So be careful, if you have the damage, go for attack up even, and that might make life a little easier. And I do just want to correct myself here. I was talking about these guys earlier. One thing I didn't really pay attention to is there's 2 types of different trees, one that have green fluid in the top of them and one that have blue fluid in the top. The blue fluid ones are going to shoot in 8 different directions for their main attack. The green ones, that's going to be the up, down, left, and right. Both of them though are going to have that throw up that, like I said, keep your distance on and you'll steer clear. One of the main power-ups that's helping me get through this chapter is freeze. Even though it doesn't do any additional damage to the enemies, it's really slowing these guys down and keeping them away from me, which that I gotta say is really helpful. So we really got a mob of guys coming at us in this one, especially that bat there, like I said, shooting the fireballs. I'm just gonna try to run, get a couple of shots, and keep on running. I don't want to go in straight lines because of that bat, but once he's dead, then I can just kind of sit tight and worry about pegging off the rest of these guys. Now I know my health is pretty set right now, but I am going to grab the HP boost for 2 reasons. Number 1, we're going to be running into some enemies that are going to only be getting stronger in health and damage. And number 2, there's still a chance we could get the devil, and I really want that extra life to get through that level 40 through 50. So when hero mode first came out, there was a lot of talk about how we could grind these levels, get so much more scrolls, so much more coins, and we'd be getting an endless amount of stuff to upgrade our guy. Well, I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed on this one. Chapter 1 here only gave me a total of 2 scrolls and about 4,000 coins. But I'm not saying skip over these hero mode ones, because we do get the benchmarks where you're going to reach level 10, level 20, and so on. And that is going to give us gems. It is going to give us a key to open up a chest. And we do get some coins out of it too, along with energy. So it is nice that first time around. Would I go back and grind this? Not unless you want to make a YouTube video to show other people how to play it. When you're getting around this point in the game, if you find the opportunity when you level up, you probably want to try to grab an attack up. At least double arrow, multi-shot, anything that's really going to slow these guys down and make it where you can kill them quicker. Because they're coming in some pretty big mobs and they're going to really try to squash out of the place. Really don't have a lot of good choices there, so it looks like we're going to go HP boost again. But this boss right here, keep as much distance as you can. He does throw ads out now, that's the hero mode on him. But look at this, if we keep the distance and just kind of sidestep it, we're able to dodge those things pretty good. The freeze is really helping us too, where he's just paused, he doesn't know what to do, and we pretty much just beat him like nothing. So that was very easy. If you don't have freeze and he's still shooting, what you want to try to do when he jumps is go from one side of the map, all the way from the bottom, all the way to the top. And that'll keep you the distance on him, where if he does go and do the throw up, you can just sidestep it. There's enough distance where you could just sneak in between them. And this would pretty much be the part of the game where I tell you, if you can't make it to here without dying, go back to the regular mode, grind some of the chapters, level yourself up, because this is where things get really hard. And you'll watch me, you know, I have a pretty good level on me, I've got pretty decent gear, and you'll watch me actually die twice, one using the actual extra life, and the second time spending the 30 gems. Yeah, it comes a little bit later, but this is getting pretty difficult. You know, for hero mode and being the level I am, I'm really starting to get my butt kicked a little bit. And you can see there the Venus flytraps, they're actually hiding behind a stone This is a really good spot that if you're using the bomber or even the bats, that they can kind of get to them. But they have a ton of health. I want to get closer, but that hero mode one, man, what a pain, what a jerk he is. Just sitting there behind, launching 6 of those things at once. Those guys are a pain when they're stuck behind the stones. Attack boost, you just saw it there. That should hopefully help us drop these guys a little bit quicker. But like I said, they're getting pretty strong, and we really need to do something different if we're going to get our way through this. It may seem like the right idea to bum rush these guys and get right up in their face and start attacking them, but sometimes it is better to just be patient, sit back. If you have the pets, let them do the work on them and let them destroy. It's not worth going up and getting double popped by some red blobs there and getting a game over when you're this far into it. Now we do have the golem that's a hero mode here. He's going to shoot 5 stones instead of 3, and look at this, he's twirling at us. He is faster than you, so if he is coming at you, you want to move up and down or left and right. Get out of the direct path of him. Don't just run away from him. Step to the side and clear him that way. You can also see here that we now have the red hat archers. These ones are going to have the arrows that bounce off the walls, and just like the green ones, they are going to get that quick jump on you too. So once again, keep your distance. Watch that bounce though. Sometimes if they get close enough to you and get the right angle, it'll bounce back and forth 3 times. You think you're out of the way, and then that's going to hit you from nowhere. So kind of keep a mental path of where those arrows are going, and you shouldn't have any issues. But one thing to always kind of keep in mind, you just kind of forget about them after a while, at least I do, the spikes and the saw blades. Anybody just ever realize like, oh shoot, I forgot that was there? Because you're so focused on the enemies, you totally forget about those things. I think that's why they actually throw them in here, just to trick me. I don't know if you guys get tricked. Post in the comments if you do. I want to know if I'm the only person that has it happen to them. But that time I was a little bit smarter. We're going into this boss now, and this is the Venus flytrap. He's going to go and spitter spatter like this. He's also going to do a charge one where you're going to see right here. It's going to be kind of blasting in all directions. It's always the same directions, but be careful because those things do a lot of damage if you get hit by them. And if you haven't noticed already, the bosses really aren't the main problem in this chapter. Although you do need to know how they work in order to beat them, the biggest problem is going to be these waves of enemies because they come at you with so much strength and so many hit points, they really just whomp on you. Although the final boss that we'll be showing you here shortly does have a special move that's incredibly difficult to dodge and is pretty powerful, these waves are still doing a numerous amount of damage on us. We're about to lose, there it is right there, our extra life, and still they're coming at us pretty quick. And this is what I'm talking about. If you can get through these ones, by the time you get to the end boss, he really shouldn't be as bad. But it's always these last 10 levels that you really have to concentrate. Put your game face on, focus on what enemies are around you, focus on the things that are getting thrown at you, and this is where most players will actually die and lose towards the game. Now this is a stupid move right here by me of just running up there and trying to get close. The smart thing would have been just to hang back towards the entry gate, let our bats do the work, but instead we're going in here with a really low health. All it's going to take is one hit from these guys, and we're going to be sitting dead, having to spend those 30 gems, which really could have been unnecessary if we would have just played it smart. But we all make stupid decisions, and this is what makes us better at the game. So we're getting our final level up here, and this time we're going to choose Bloodthirst. This is going to be kind of a last hope to see whatever health we can gain. But Daniel Barry actually pointed out to me that you have to kill the enemies yourself in order to get the health from them. If your bats kill them, we won't actually get the health from the bats killing it. So keep an eye on that. It's something I never noticed before, but Daniel brought it to my attention today. So thanks for that, bud. And we're just going to grind through these last couple of levels here and then show you what the end boss looks like. So I don't know how many of you are actually struggling on Hero Mode Chapter 1, but we will be bringing you Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 as soon as possible here. I've already completed them. I just need to find a good attack level and health in order to make it fair for everybody and kind of give you some guidelines of what you should be looking for. But don't worry, those videos will be coming shortly. Hopefully they come out with some more of these because I did have a lot of fun playing them. It is nice seeing a little bit of a new challenge. I'm also trying to grind Chapter 8, which is another pain. Once again, Chapter 7, I thought that was hard. They never cease to amaze me on making the next chapter even worse. So we just spent our 30 gems there, so this is it. We don't really have any chances. And like I said, I probably didn't need to spend those gems. I did make a bunch of stupid moves along the way, but like I said, I was playing careless, and that's what happened. So here is the final board before the enemy, and you can see we do get a chest on this one, so that's kind of a little way of saying, hey, here's a little help to get in there and beat this guy. Now this is going to be a golem, and watch this first attack here. Bam, didn't even see it coming, and it comes so quick. What you need to try to do is just kind of stay maybe at his, if he's standing in the middle and he's a clock, stay at his 5, stay at his 7, but stay out of the way of that 4, 6, and 8, because that's really seems to be where he's going to do it. Other than that, though, he is going to shoot maybe 5 rocks at a time, 3 rocks at a time also, and he will spawn those ads. But really, we're kind of getting them pretty good. It was just that one special move that made it difficult. So hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and remember, I pick my butt.